Hello and welcome to episode 32 of Checkpoint Chat. I'm Alessandro Barbosa, your intrepid host, as always, co-host, because Matty's here.
You're halfway
Imagine I was
coast.
podcasting alone. That'd be weird.
Talking into the void. Do people do that? Some people do podcast alone.
Yeah, I wonder how they bounce off things. Do you think someone? I'm sure it's happened because this is the world and everything happens. Someone's podcasted with themselves, but with two different personas, so they're speaking to the other persona.
That is 100% possible. I mean, haven't you seen those YouTube videos where there's one person and they fill multiple personas, and all they do is cutting to them dressed in another outfit?
There's that dude on Twitter. I forget his Twitter handle, but he makes really short comedic videos related to video games. Exactly like that, really stupid ones.
So you get people who podcast like that, guaranteed. But I don't know how they bounce off each other. I mean, I've thought of, we've had the odd week where you're busy or I'm busy. It's I don't want to skip a week. Maybe I should just record alone. I'm like, no, that's what did you play this week, Matty?
Yeah, I played this.
I played this. Well, let's move over to gaming news. Great suggestion, Matty.
I did, back in the day, there used to be a podcast called Match 3, which was, it was three people. It was Patrick Klepek, who now writes at Waypoint, and Gita Jackson, who now writes at Kotaku, and then Sam something. He doesn't write anyway.
Sam Fisher.
Sam Fisher, yeah, Sam Fisher. And every now and then, because they sometimes couldn't get together or they were traveling or whatever, they would have episodes where they kind of just recorded themselves for 20 minutes and were just talking about stuff for 20 minutes and then they'll be like, cool, here's the other person talking for 20 minutes.
They'll just stitch it together.
Yeah, they stitched it together, but they weren't talking together to each other. It was just strange. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I can't see myself monologuing through a podcast
for 20 minutes. God, no. Imagine
this game is fantastic.
And I was thinking about this. And this
I'll hit a dead end so easily.
Yeah, exactly. 5 minutes in, you're like, cool.
I'll talk about something and I'm like, yeah. And then you'll cue me like, what about this? Like, oh yeah, this, that, whatever. And it helps. So yeah.
No,
let's not do that.
No, it's good. It's good to have people to bounce ideas off and to chat to, because alone is boring.
Yeah, that's why single player games suck.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I love single player games.
Hot take right here on a Sunday.
This is why multiplayer. Actually, I've waned off multiplayer games, but that's a story for another day.
I think. I mean, we'll get to it in news, but the Game Awards nominees came out today.
Oh boy!
And all the Game of the Year awards are these epic single player games.
Yeah.
There are multiplayer games somewhere.
We also touch on was it the joysticks? No, what was? We'll get there.
Were there other awards?
Unless it's.
This week has been weird.
Yeah, there were other awards. I'm sure there were.
I just saw the
where they actually announced winners, not nominees.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really early. There's shit that isn't even out yet.
Yeah, I know. I was also like
Super Smash Bros.
Sure.
I saw some people have it already.
How did they have it already?
Because the game's gone gold, so now I guess some media or some people with connections.
Those assholes.
I just want to play some Final Destination.
Yeah, sorry, it was the Golden Joystick Awards 2018.
That's really
we'll slide this in here. You know what they chose as a Game of the Year? Fortnite.
Are you serious?
For real.
What the fuck? I mean, Fortnite's good and it's got massive growing support, and it's not Game of the Year. Fuck off.
Here's the headline of an article. Fortnite named Ultimate Game of the Year at the Golden
Ultimate Game of the Year. Oh
not
my
just
God.
any Game of the Year. Ultimate Game of the Year. But we'll get to that in
It's
There's
some
a whole
fucking
list
Street
of other
Fighter
winners.
version.
The Ultimate Fortnite.
It's not just Game of the Year.
Turbo
it's
DX.
Super Street Fighter Game of the Year, Turbo DX Arcade Edition.
I can't wait for Epic to repackage it and release it as Fortnite Super Ultra Turbo Edition.
4.
Featuring new skins.
Yeah, featuring new skins. It's now in cell shading.
You like default green camo skins? We've got them in red now.
You can now Hadouken if you want.
Oh man.
Quarter circle.
There's a taunt.
Forward punch, is it? I don't know.
No. Well, we'll get to that later.
It's a quarter circle something because Street Fighter's weird and makes you do geometry while you're playing.
Got to work out angles and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Tilt the stick 74 degrees to the left and then 85 degrees to the top, and then you will do
And
an
then
uppercut.
just make a Z, and you'll do one punch. You're like, whoa, okay.
Remember, this is the best fighting game on earth because we make you do trigonometry while you play.
We make you multitask,
Yeah,
and that's why
exactly.
we get this title.
Work out the angle of tan 45 before you can Hadouken.
That's why I always picked Blanca. Then you tap. There's a
Blanca
circle.
the electric dude.
Yeah, you just tap circles. I mean, he does that electric move. I'm like, yeah,
Oh, he
that's all
just
I
like
need to
hits
do.
the
Yeah,
ground. It's like, zzz.
I'm
It's
like,
a
walk into me, enemy, please.
Dragon Ball Z power-up move or something
Yeah.
like that.
I can't do the other shit, man. Yo.
Fucking dumb game. Super Smash
Yo.
is the only fighting game
Jesus.
that you need in your
All the
life.
Street Fighter fans just unsubscribed. So
Yeah. So Jeff,
therefore, just Jeff, who doesn't listen anyway.
Exactly.
I mean, is Darren a big Street Fighter fan? Besides his love for
he loves fighting games. I'm not entirely sure if he loves Street Fighter.
he loves M. Bison.
Yeah, he
Come on.
loves M. Bison.
So therefore, he loves Street Fighter.
That's true. Well, he loves Street Fighter the movie a lot.
Oh, that's
I don't know
two
if he likes
completely separate things.
playing the game. I know he loves Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Yeah. The superior fighting game. Anything that's not Street Fighter.
The
is
superior
better.
fighting game. I'd played against Darren once in Mortal Kombat, and he
Whooped you.
embarrassed me. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at
fucking
Garth once when Mortal Kombat 10 came out. I was at
So
Garth. Yeah, and I think I just walked in. Garth was playing online with Darren. I think
Mm-hmm.
Darren beat me as well.
Darren's pretty good at fighting games. So is Jeff. Pretty good. I beat Jeff at Tekken. I'm just gonna say that.
I mean, Button Masher Supreme.
Yep,
Not
but
surprised.
Mash is supreme, and I can beat both of them at Smash because when it comes down to playing the real fighting game, they can't.
You just pick Kirby and you win. I mean,
Yeah,
come
Kirby or Toon Link done.
on. Oh, it's so soon.
It's
like
so soon.
3
I'm so
weeks.
excited. I can't wait. Oh my god.
But what else have you been playing? Let's just dive
I've
into
been playing a lot this
some
week.
stuff.
A lot.
What
I've been bouncing
are you like on
between-
holiday or something? I mean,
Yeah,
what is this?
totally. I've been bouncing between a lot of games. So I've been bouncing between Pokemon Let's Go. I played a little bit of.
Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, right?
Fuck off.
Okay.
Pikachu.
Oh.
Pikachu all the way.
Wow, are we going to get into this debate again?
No, because it's not a debate. Eevee just sucks.
Oh, well, what's that in the garbage? Oh, it's Eevee.
Eevee, yeah, exactly. She sits in your head like, what the fuck? Come on. Disrespecting my personal space here.
Eevee would drown in my head.
So I played a little bit of that, but not enough to really chat about it.
Pokemon
What I
Let's
did play a lot of this week that I actually really, really love is Hitman 2. Oh
Hitman.
my god.
Tell us.
So I should preface this with I haven't played Hitman 2's content yet.
Oh,
So-
you're still playing Hitman 1?
Yeah, so you can buy Hitman 2, and if you own Hitman 1, or if you buy the Legacy Pack, which is it was $150 on Steam, so no brainer. You get all of the first season's content in the second game with all the improvements, all the gameplay improvements.
All the tweaks.
So I'm busy playing through that. I've played 15 hours and I've only played the first 3 missions because they're
boy.
just so highly replayable.
Yeah, so you just repeat them.
Yeah. So there is a story, quote unquote. The story's bad.
Kill this person.
Yeah,
well
exactly.
done.
It's really
Kill this
it
person.
tries to interweave this conspiracy in, and it's just shit. It's
I know.
ugh, God, it's bad. But yeah, basically each mission has mission stories, which are templates you can follow for your kills, but they also reveal certain things about the wider universe. So each mission has a few that it recommends that you finish before you move on. It doesn't force you or whatever, but so I try hit those at least, or ones that seem fairly interesting. So I end up playing. I played the first 2 levels. It was Paris and Sapienza. I think I played 3 times each, and now I'm on the 3rd level, Marrakesh, and I've played it once. So good,
But how many hours you said you've played?
15 hours.
She's you spend 5+ hours per.
It's so as soon as you get put into a new map, you just it's like a kid in a candy store. You're just walking around, taking it in, looking for opportunities, surveying the area. It's not oh God, now I have to learn a new map. It's just they're so well designed and so full of opportunity that it's interesting just going around and trying to figure out how you're going to get to your target and whatever. And the game is really good with if you stumble upon a conversation that contributes to a mission story, it'll be like, hey, you should probably listen to this. And you can listen to it, and it'll give you hints as to how to progress that story. And you can like change your options for, you can have the game like show you waypoints for every single part of the story, which is not the best way to play, I think, because you don't want to be told how to execute these things, but you can have minimal hints turned on, so you get slight nudges in the right direction, but it still feels like you're figuring out how to initiate everything. It's really good, and it's really cool to make kills look accidental or like there's challenges. Like each map has so many challenges that you can try like 100% if you really want, but you get points for like killing targets in strange ways. Like that's what leans into like the weird and wacky way that IO Interactive has made Hitman feel. I think in Sapienza you could get an explosive golf ball, and your target at one point goes for like golf lessons or putting lessons. So you can if you manage to disguise yourself and enter his house and replace one of his golf balls with the explosive one, you'll hit it and just explode, and it's really funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's just cool. Like, and also when you finish each level, you get based on how well you did and how much experience you got, and you know how many areas you explored. You'll unlock new places to spawn when you start the mission.
I was going to ask if you can spawn anywhere else.
Yeah, okay. So you can start spawned in a disguise in a certain area. So it cuts out a bit of the, you know, the build up. So you don't have to constantly repeat that. And you can spawn in with different weapons and different gear and like really experiment. Like again, it's just highly replayable. They've made this. I understand now why when the first season came out and each mission only came out like every 2 or 3 months, like people weren't complaining because they were just replaying levels.
Playing it,
it's really good. Some of the improvements, so Hitman 2 still runs on like the same engine or whatever, but they added some cool gameplay things. So you've played Assassin's Creed, right?
No.
None of them?
No.
Oh, really?
Absolutely zilch.
That's interesting. I'm sure you'd enjoy them.
Anyway, I think so.
there's a feature that was in Assassin's Creed 2 and then just became a commonplace where like if you walk into a bunch of NPCs, it kind of like blends you in.
Okay, no, that I know.
Yeah. So Hitman never had that. It now has that.
Okay.
So it's really useful because sometimes in a crowd, so your disguises work based on people not recognizing you, but some people might know this. So like, let's say you disguise yourself as a waiter. Maybe other waiters won't give a shit who you are because like, who knows what. Yeah. But maybe the manager will know, oh, I hide this person, this one stands out. So if you get close to them, they'll become suspicious. You can now blend in crowds to avoid suspicion. You don't have to get to certain points to blend in. You can kind of blend in anyway, which is really cool. So that's one of the big changes. The other big change is some really cool like tech stuff, which involves mirrors. So now you will see accurate reflections in mirrors, which almost feels like it's doing the whole ray tracing thing.
I was just going to say, isn't this RTX?
It's not, but it's like some fucking wizardry that works. Yeah. So like you'll see yourself in mirrors accurately, but what the coolest thing is that NPCs will react to things they see in mirrors. So I had it happen to me the first time and I didn't really understand what happened, but someone was in a bathroom and I was hiding in a cupboard and I got out to like subdue them.
Yeah.
But as I got out, I wasn't crouching and there was a mirror in front of me.
Oh, shit.
And they saw me in the reflection and they turned around and I was like, holy fuck, what the hell just happened?
Games have come so far.
Yeah. So like so if you like subdue someone at an angle in a reflection of a mirror and someone's around a corner can see in the mirror, they will see that.
Oh, wow.
And like it seems like such a small thing, but it fundamentally changes how you think about it, because now you have to be wary about
like reflection,
like exactly, like viewports and where you are doing things that you aren't reflecting. And this is not just mirrors; it's like glass as well will reflect. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
It's so cool. It's such a cool feature that I mean, even in Hitman 1 levels where none of this was designed for, it makes a big impact to gameplay, and it's so cool. So, yeah, I'm very keen to get to the newer levels because there's like With all the DLC and stuff, there's like 6 or 7 in the original Hitman, and then 5 in the new one.
Jesus.
So there's so much content. Like it's just fun. Like I've always loved Hitman. Like I still think Hitman Blood Money is like one of the best games ever. It's just really good. And this one is like that. It's just the sandbox thing. You go about doing your kills, and it feels modern. Like the old Hitmans felt clunky. Like sometimes you try use your fiber wire and you'd miss, which was the stupidest thing ever. Like how do you miss that?
Agent 47, the deadliest assassin ever.
He like goes and misses the head. Like what the hell? This one's streamlined. So like, meleeing someone or using your fiber wire is pretty easy, but you also don't feel like a superhuman.
Yeah.
But I think the best advice I got given when I was playing was to run with your mistakes. Because at first I was just like, I fucked up. I'm just going to reload. Yesterday when I was playing Marrakesh, someone saw me on a rooftop. So I subdued them. And as I was like carrying their body to hide it, someone else came up and saw me. So I was like, fuck. So I subdued them. I ended up with like 6, 7 bodies on this top. And then half of them were like unconscious witnesses. So I just killed them, which is bad because like you shouldn't kill non-targets.
Yeah.
So I just killed all of them, and then I just gave up hiding them.
Yeah.
So I finally found a disguise that wasn't compromised.
Oh, no.
And I put that on, and I found a way to get off the roof without going through the front door.
Wow.
Because people were just coming up. So they found all these dead bodies. I didn't care.
Have you seen that? There's that one GIF. You must have seen it from Hitman 1 where he's hiding in a pile of bodies.
Oh, yeah.
And he comes out, and like a security guard walks, and he like smacks him, and he just falls into the pile of bodies. Like, it's hilarious.
I think it was the UK editor for GameSpot, Timur, yesterday on Twitter shared a video where his target went to sleep. So he wanted to see how they would react to basically waking up and every single NPC in the map being dead. So as the target was sleeping, he just murdered every single NPC.
Oh, wow.
And the target didn't really react. It was really funny. That's what makes Hitman. It's like, I wonder what would happen if I push it in this way. Like, how would the system react? Because the simulation is really, really cool. Like yesterday, I was breaking into a military base, and for some reason, there was this axe lodged into this aircon unit. I was on a roof. I infiltrated in a roof. So I was like, okay, cool. So I picked up this axe, and there was a guard below me. And Hitman has this really cool thing where you can lock on to people's heads with melee weapons. And it will, like, that thing will seek their head out. Like, I've seen a GIF where you've thrown something, and it's busy going slowly in the air, and the guy turns a corner, and the object just turns with it. Like, it's fucking
It's like that movie. What is it called? You know what I'm talking about with that curved bullets. I can't remember what it's called.
Wanted.
Well, Wanted,
yeah, basically like that, but
curving
with like
axes.
briefcases. Yeah. So there's this guard below me, and I'm like, I wonder. I just threw the axe, and it whacked him in the head and killed him.
Wow.
And like 2 guards near him heard it. They came, they looked, they couldn't find me because I was like above them. And they were like, cool, well, we can't find who he is. Let's just take his body out. So they went there. They brought a body bag. They wrapped him in the body bag.
Jesus.
And the one guy moved away from his post to take this guy away. I was like, that worked out. So I just went down and I got past him. I had no intention of that working, but it did.
My favorite part of games like that, though, is that I don't think we're quite at the point yet where the AI can react realistically enough where it's like, there's a dude with an axe in his head. It's like, something's clearly not right. But they're like, oh man, this guy died. Let's just put him in a body bag. And forget
go
about
back
it.
and sit by our patrols. Yeah. I mean, they looked around and whatever, and they were a bit like on higher alert. But like, holy crap!
If I see that I'm going home, I'm calling my manager. Like, listen, this dude just got murdered.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
Also, like security guards wandering upon this rooftop where there's like 6 dead bodies. Like, something fucked up is happening
like,
here.
Whoa, where did that body come from? Then you kill him. Like, he's like, damn it. Wow.
Yeah.
I fell for this.
I basically I'm just embracing like fucking up now. So like there was an instance where the mirror thing fucked me again. I was trying to take a disguise of a cameraman, and he saw me. So when I pressed X to silently subdue him, he had already turned around. So I punched him in the face, and that makes noise. I punched him in the face, and right behind me were 2 armed guards. So they started shooting me. So I shot them. Then another guy came in with a gun, so I shot him. And before anyone else could come, I ran around a corner with the cameraman's body, disguised myself as him, and just walked out. They were like, "Oh man,
where did his bodies come from?"
Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. Hitman's great.
Man, that sounds awesome.
It's just a cool sandbox of opportunity.
I remember. I don't know if it was at Gamescom or E3. Maybe you'll remember because you were with me on that trip. I had to interview someone from Hitman. I didn't play the game, but it was an interview about this new Hitman coming out. And honestly,
I think it had just been revealed.
Maybe
at E3 yeah.
And I remember thinking like, this game's episodic. I'm not a Hitman person, but I don't really see it doing that well.
Yeah,
Purely because there was just something about it. It's like, it's episodic. Why is it episodic? Is Hitman still relevant? You know, what is the deal with this franchise? And shit, like 3-4 years later, and I mean, Hitman 1's been really, the episodic thing worked out, like you said.
Yeah.
People played it. It was a new episode every 2-3 months, whatever. It didn't matter. People played those episodes, repeatedly. But now Hitman 2's got all the content with it.
Yeah, all of it and all the levels. Like, I think the episodic thing worked out in terms of like players' perception. According to Square Enix, financially it didn't work out, so that's why they sold off IO Interactive. So, but I thought it worked. Like, I was the same as you when I first heard. I was like, Hitman's going episodic. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like
but I didn't realize how IO was basically embracing this games as a service thing, and like they had a level, then they had elusive targets every weekend or whatever. So you always had a reason to go back. And Darren fell in love with that.
Yeah,
thing. Like,
Darren really pedaled Hitman because he did go back all the time to do all the challenges.
I'm actually sad I didn't jump on it then, because like I've missed out a lot of content that won't come back now.
Yeah.
Weekly game servicey content. And I've always loved Hitman. Like I think the only Hitman I've really despised is Absolution, which was like a very linear story. Darren loves it. I think it's shit. I think it's absolute garbage.
Controversy.
But yeah, so I think the episodic thing like threw me off a little bit, and I wasn't as excited. But it's such a good game. It is,
and it's
like
cheap.
Up there. Yeah. On Steam it's strangely cheap. I don't understand it. It's like
$600 for everything.
$550 for. Well, I paid extra because of the gold edition, so I could play it early. But if you just want the standard edition, it's like $350.
Yeah.
And then you pay $150 for the Hitman 1 content. So $500 for 2 games.
Sure, that's awesome.
So
two
good.
excellent games.
So good.
Although we're gonna label this Hitman 2 discussion, but we only have played Hitman 1 content.
Yeah, I've only played Hitman 1 content for
But
15
still.
hours though, and I'm only like halfway through. And like yesterday, I just got to Marrakesh and I was just walking around. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is
I should visit this
everything's
place
new.
in real
Everything's
life.
new. Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
I'm looking forward to some of the new. I've heard people talk about some of the Hitman 2 levels, and they sound fucking cool. So
Hitman.
yeah,
10 out of 10
great.
would recommend.
Yeah, would 100% recommend. What a great game. Great game. What you been playing?
I've been playing The Frozen
You've
Wilds.
been playing Boy Simulator?
Boy Simulator.
No, you played.
I'm sad that, like, that game, Cory Barlog did say, he's like, nope, the game's out, there'll never be DLC. But I'm just like, I'd love to have played more of that game, but maybe one day I'll go play New Game Plus.
That's fun. They just carry on working on a sequel.
Yeah, that's true. Bring us that sequel. That'd be great.
That God of War 2.
Oh, man, God of Boy 2.
God of Boy
Atreus is a teenager now.
God of Atreus. Atreus of War.
You can't tell him what to do. He's in his room. He's like, leave me alone, Dad.
He's a teenager.
Oh, man. No, I've been playing The Frozen Wilds, so yes, sorry. More Horizon Zero Dawn, but DLC, which, as it turns out, really is just more of the same. More snow,
It's so pretty, that snow.
It's really nice. There's something about walking through snow, that crunch, it's just super satisfying.
Imagine recording the audio for that. Must be so satisfying.
Do you think they actually walk through snow? Because, have you seen audio videos?
Yeah, it's never what you
it's
think
never,
it is.
yeah, it's like, well, to replicate this, we dropped a chicken breast on this metal plate so that it generates this like splatter noise. Like, well, I'd never have thought of that.
They get super creative. It's such an interesing
that's
like,
one field.
It's like cheating everything. It's so fascinating. Yeah.
Maybe snow crunching is literally just someone marching through the snow.
I don't know. I know for Red Dead Redemption, they came up with really creative ways to make like animal guts sound realistic.
No, that's the worst.
So yeah.
Turns out in Horizon, the crunching of snow is just someone eating Pop Rocks. Like, wow, I had no idea. So it is basically, Frozen Wilds is the only real DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn, story components.
Yeah, it's the only DLC I think coming out.
So just
it came out in the same year that it launched, which was fascinating.
So just for context, Horizon Zero Dawn came out in February 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
Last year, yeah. And the Frozen Wilds DLC, which was clever, came out. It was maybe October.
I think it was October, November. Like just to remind you that, like, hey, this great game came out earlier this year.
Yeah, which is very clever because I mean, we have the same thing this year. You like Monster Hunter Worlds came out this year. Like, no, it didn't. It's like, it came out in January.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it was the same thing last year. We get to this time of the year where it's Game of the Year discussion. Who's going to win? And then Guerrilla just like, hey, here's some Horizon DLC to remind you that this game was out this year.
Yeah.
And hey, it was really great.
Remember us? Yeah.
So the Frozen Wilds is really just the base game with there's a whole new area, there's a few new enemies, you get a new weapon, and the game's difficulty's been ramped up somewhat. I mean, there's 2 new enemies. I know the one's a Scorcher. It's like a feline, like big machine that shoots fire.
It's really aggressive.
Yeah,
I just remember
super aggressive. It's constantly on you. I'm like, holy shit. And then, I don't know, I've only fought the other one once, but it's a bit like a rhino, but it's not, I'm sure it's modeled after a bear or something because there are moments where it's on its hind legs swiping at you.
Definitely not a rhino.
Yeah, no, I think when I saw it on all fours, I'm like, it's like a rhino. Then it stood up. I was like, whoa, rhinos don't do that.
Rhino from Spider-Man.
Oh, no. Yeah, actually, a bit like that, standing, pummeling at you. Which I haven't finished it yet, but I've played maybe 4 or 5 hours, done a bit of side stuff, focusing on the main mission. And it's Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's really good. It's I suppose it's a bit weird playing it straight after the fact because I've played Horizon. I'm like, oh, cool, that story's wrapped up, and then it's like, oh yeah, here's a quick little side story.
Yeah, and this isn't like a continuation of the end of that story. It's like meant to slot in somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, so it's annoying because when I pull up my quest log, I always go to the main tab, and it's like main tab, go do the final mission. I'm like, oh, that's from the base game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, side quest, Frozen Wilds. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I've just had more fun with it, really. I can't really comment.
Isn't there that new mechanic where it's like corruption?
Something like that. Yeah, so one of the things they've introduced, because obviously when you finish the base game, you're super strong, you got all the weapons. So obviously they've introduced new enemies, but they included this other... I suppose you could call it a feature. So you get corrupted enemies from the base game, but in this one you get
base game, okay.
Corrupted enemies. But this one you get, I can't remember what they're called.
It's like all red and shit.
Yeah, no, red is the corrupted.
Okay.
This one's purpley, I guess.
Yeah.
So throughout the map you get these weird towers that constantly send out a signal. I don't know if you remember that. It's like a wave of stuff which
gamma radiation
or something, because God, I don't know how you explain it scientifically, but it makes enemies regen health, makes them stronger.
That's right. Yeah.
So which at first I was like, shit, this is hectic. I have to destroy an enemy before it can regen. Whereas it's like, no, you just have to go to the tower and destroy it.
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't
kill that tower.
Yeah.
Kill that tower of Nod.
Kill it a lot, and it's not that hard to kill.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting little change to mix things up, give you a bit of a challenge.
If I remember correctly, it ties into the story, like it's something to
I'm sure it will tie in, because the whole premise here is that there's some other, like the machine, similar to the base game, machines are turning wild and
Skynet's come.
Skynet has come, and we need Sarah Connor to come back in time. Oh, wait, no, not come back in time. What's the other dude?
Aloy's actually Sarah Connor.
John Connor to come back in time. Well, Horizon's story is a bit weird like that. We're not going to dive into it because that's spoilery.
Yeah, it's a strange story.
Yeah. But yeah, I've enjoyed the DLC, but it really is just more of the same base game. And I think if I'd played it, in the context of, I played Horizon Zero Dawn, I want more of it, I've had to wait 6 months to play more, I would have consumed it, been blown away. And not that I'm not enjoying it, but it is that's more of the same really, with some extra stuff.
Yeah, I get what you mean, because I played it like 8-9 months removed from the version. I was like, oh fuck, this game's actually really good.
Yeah.
Like it was just it served exactly what it
It's
was
a
put out to do.
reminder,
It
yeah.
reminded me like, shit, this game's got great combat. It's really fun. And it was like a 6-hour thing.
Yeah.
Like, and what was really cool is that if you haven't like super finished the base game, you can start Frozen Wilds with a new Aloy, and it will give you like the gear that you need to take it on. So, because it is hard, like the DLC is hard.
Yeah, if I didn't have that final armor that absorbs,
It gives that to you if you choose to have a new Aloy, because you need that.
although those towers disable that shield, but then it's like
You need that thing against the Scorcher. You need that.
No. But I haven't. One of the things from the base game before I had that armor was like, shit, I had to heal a lot because I'm bad at the game and I get hit a lot. But with this new armor, I get hit and I'm like, regen, kill it.
The one thing I hate, like, I love the look of this armor. I just hate that it pulses all the time.
It's
annoying.
I did as well initially, but I've gotten over it.
Fair
It's
enough.
sort of just it's a thing that's there, but I'm not like,
I earned that
damn
armor.
you.
Finding all those.
So did I.
Claws,
Oh my
god,
gosh.
so annoying.
sure, that's Frozen Wilds. It's great. There's a fun fact. I'm just going to inject this here. Obviously, Black Friday's coming up. And I know that PlayStation have their Black Friday sales, and Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, is like $300 or something ridiculous, which is really a steal. For the game came out last year, Feb, but it's still excellent. I mean, I don't think it's as good as God of War, but it's really, really worth playing.
It's different enough.
Yeah.
I definitely think Glenn, who guested on this podcast a few weeks ago, he just started Horizon.
He's also playing
and he's adoring it,
But he hasn't played God of War yet.
He hasn't played God of War yet.
No, but I shouldn't compare the two, but I'm just thinking in terms of PS exclusives, I think God of War is better, but Horizon is really, really good and worth playing if you
Just
have a
that
PlayStation.
that combat's so
It's
good.
exactly what I said a few weeks ago, where I wouldn't really fast travel if I could help it, because it was just, I would run to my destination because it was fun running, be like, oh, there's a pack of these machines here, I'm going to kill them. I'm going to loot them, and I'm going to run, oh, there's another pack of machines, I'm going to kill them, I'm going to loot them. And so it's purely because the combat's fun.
It's really satisfying hitting a walker in the eye all the time. It's just that sound that it makes is like breaking glass, because like his eyes just, you assume is just like a lens, and just that noise, that it's so well
good.
done. Yeah, it's so
Sun
satisfying.
effect dudes of Horizon, you did a good job. Snow crunches correctly, glass breaking sounds.
I mean,
great.
all the robots have to make these convincing noises, that don't exist. It's really good.
So go play.
Yeah,
would recommend.
I actually I bought some stuff already on this sale.
Oh no, what did you buy?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey for like $600.
Grease Simulator.
So very keen to try that, just because everyone's saying it's like in their game of the year.
Yeah,
there.
Even that, like, similarly to how see, this is what happens when you judge a game at face value. Hitman, I was like, yeah, it's not going to be great, episodic, whatever. Same thing with Odyssey. When I saw it at E3, I was like, but we just had Origins and
Oranges.
we had Assassin's Creed Oranges. People love that. And
Vitamin C.
what they showed of Odyssey at E3, it's like,
I played Odyssey at E3. I was like, yeah, cool. This is fine. This is Assassin's Creed, just like Origins. It's good. Like, it's fine. But then like
it's really
Jeff
good,
was like,
apparently.
this is one of my favorite games of the year.
like how in this year where there's so many other great games, how can you even put Odyssey
I mean, I've heard other people, another podcast to listen to, where Ben Pack on the Bondcast was like, he's never played a game that disrespects his time as much as Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I was like, oof.
Yeah, I've also heard that sentiment.
Yeah. Just like it has no semblance for like, giving you rewarding things to do every single hour. Yeah. So I don't know. That's why I bought it. I want to try this thing before the end of the year.
Give us your opinions.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that I have 60 hours
all this free
play.
time.
Yeah.
What else you been playing?
So I played Hitman, which is really good.
Oh boy.
I played Fallout 76, which is not very good.
I know.
Not very good.
Tell us why.
I think I
very good?
discussed 76 a little bit when I played it.
Yeah,
beta.
you said you played the beta.
Yeah, so very first positive is that it kept my progress from the beta. Thank God.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, because like I really was not looking forward to doing the opening hours again. So if you don't know, from a grassroots level, Fallout 76 is a multiplayer Fallout game. You emerge from Vault 76, one of the first to open after the nuclear war in West Virginia, and you're tasked with kind of starting to rebuild towns, the sorts of towns that you see in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 and New Vegas and stuff. And the whole premise is that, hey, there's a lot of you people who've emerged from 76 to build the wasteland, and all those other people are human players. So every other human you see in the world is a player. There's no human NPCs. There's nothing. And that kind of...
Wait, there's no human NPCs at all?
Nope. And that's where the problems really start. So you never interact with human NPCs with any sort of motivations. Fallout for me has always been about, there's this wasteland and you're conversing with people to see how they're adapting to this new kind of life and getting these personal stories from people. That's now been replaced with just like environmental storytelling and audio logs, which is fine. You hear audio logs of people who never got into the vaults and kind of like how the world changed around them, without the safety of the vaults to depend on.
Sure.
And that's kind of interesting, but it loses its effect when like every single story is told in that way.
Does every audio log end up with them going, ah?
Yeah, it's just like, it's like audio log. And it's always like the first few missions are you kind of learning how to build your base and, how this program of rebuilding works. And you'll get audio logs and it'll be like, seek out this person. And every single time that when you seek out this person, you're just going to find a dead body. Like, because that's how the game is designed. Like, that there aren't any human NPCs. Yeah. So it just like, it saps all the like surprise out of it. And it's just annoying to go from waypoint to waypoint to waypoint. Just be like, find this guy. Cool. His body's dead. Pick up an audio log. Cool. Go here. Pick up another audio log. Cool. Go here. That's all you're doing. Like, because there's no humans giving you complex quests, it just feels more fetch questy than Fallout has been in the past, which has always felt like a bit like that. So yeah, playing the actual quest structure and the story is not that interesting. And I've been playing mostly solo, so that makes it not that interesting. What is really fun is what Fallout has been really good at since 3 is just getting distracted while you're on your way somewhere. You're walking, going to another fucking waypoint because you have 10 billion on your map, and you're like, oh, there's a building.
10 billion?
Go there. Ooh, there's like people in this building. There's lots of things to loot, stuff like that. So exploring at your own pace is really, really fun.
Yeah.
And the game doesn't look that good because it's...
That same... What engine is it?
Yeah, I'm always wary to say, oh, it's that same engine because, like, I don't know how they iterate or modify it or, like, to say same engine doesn't mean shit because they can improve the engine. But I will say that Fallout 76 looks really dated in comparison to the RPGs and other open world games it's competing against. It's also just... It's so filled with bugs. I don't know if you saw my tweet yesterday.
No.
Like, holy fuck.
What happened?
Like, Bethesda games, you always jibe at Bethesda games going, oh, Bethesda bugs.
Game.
But it's fucking bad now. Like, this is like to the point where I don't think this game should be on sale yet.
Oh, no.
Bad. Like, buildings not loading in, geometry not loading in, textures not loading in, coming across enemies that aren't initialized, so they're standing in that, like, T-pose, enemies that don't react to my fire, like I'll shoot them and they'll just stand still forever. Enemies that when they die they just revive immediately. Quest markers not appearing, quests not being able to be handed in because like the thing is fucked.
I think out of all the bugs that exist, those are
that's the most annoying because you can't get around it. Like, it's so broken. It's like so unpolished. I cannot believe that this is out in retail in this state. It's just bad. Like I said, Bethesda games have always had bugs because like their worlds are so massive that it's hard to nail everything. But fuck, this is bad. This is so rough. The performance is really... I'm running this thing on a 2080 Ti. I cannot keep... I'm playing it at 1080p. I can't keep it locked to 60.
And it's
like, what the fuck? Like, and it doesn't look that good. So like...
There's some bad optimization.
It's a pain to play from a technical perspective. So yeah, there's...
But I don't understand how they ran the beta. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
2
and they
weeks
were like,
ago.
expect big problems. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah,
really
but
close to launch.
The thing is,
Like,
with a game of this nature, you'd almost expect a beta or some sort of play window to be 2-3 months
yeah,
before.
much earlier to kind of like get a. I mean, there wasn't enough time for them to make the
to
changes
sit and like
that they
patch
needed.
everything.
Yeah,
I mean, I think if they did the play test a few months ago and then they got all the feedback they needed and they spent these last 3 months just like polishing and shit, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I've also
it shouldn't be out in the state.
No.
Like, I don't think it's fair on players to be having to put up with all these issues. And like, I sympathize with, they've never built an online Fallout like this, and I'm sure they had to make some really strange changes to the engine to
accommodate
to
it,
allow for it. But it's not in a good state at the moment. There's some good aspects though, like I said, like exploring is pretty fun. Coming across other players is sometimes fun because I found that most players are pretty amicable and friendly, and I think that's down to the fact that there is no real incentive to be a dick in that game. Like, so if you shoot someone, you will do like almost no damage to them until they return fire. So you can completely ignore them. I found out the other day that because people build their camps, like building camps is a big part of this. Crafting was in Fallout 4 and it's back here. It's a bit more streamlined. It's still really annoying because like certain resources, especially aluminum, are really rare to come by and they're used in fucking everything. So it's like really annoying when I'm like just looking for aluminum cans and I can't find whatever. So you can build stuff and you can take your camp around with you. You can store items.
you could take your camp with you.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like
How does that work?
as long as you store the items before you up and move your camp, you can like redeploy it anywhere. It's really kind of cool.
How big is a camp? We're not talking like a tent.
Oh, mine's like a fucking. It's a bed, a cooking station, and my stash. That's
Nice.
it. Like
Okay,
I don't.
so that
some
makes
people have
sense.
got these complex houses with turrets and stuff. Nah, I don't have time for that shit.
Arguably, you could take that house and turrets with you.
You could, yes, in your pocket.
How?
But
I get it's a game mode, but
people
how?
build all these like defenses and stuff, and I get why, because I was in my camp yesterday and this roving pack of dogs attacked me while I was cooking, and I nearly died.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, you can have defenses for that, but you're not really defending your camp against other players because there's no reason for them to raid you. Firstly, they can use any of your workbenches and like you'll incur no penalty, fine. And they can't steal from you because when I've found, this is my experience, and I don't know if I'm wrong, but I haven't found anything to counter this. Whenever I find a box that is a stash, it's always my stash. It doesn't matter if I put the box down.
Yeah.
So if it's someone else's box, it reverts to like my
What you
stash.
had, yeah.
If I find one in the world randomly, it's my stash. That shit just gets teleported around
So
magically.
they've borrowed technology from Resident Evil here.
Essentially, yes.
It's just
So like you can go into an enemy camp and be like, cool, I'm going to steal from oh no, it's just my stuff.
I'm gonna say, whoa, they have this really cool gun. It looks just like the one I put in my camp.
Exactly.
What?
Which like is cool because I just think back to Rust earlier this year and I'm like the converse, the extreme converse of this is bad as well. Like just feeling like you can't compete with other people who just sit on the server at any time. But I also feel like it undermines Fallout's, I guess, if they want cooperation and not, other players to kill each other because, in the story you're meant to be cooperating to build up Earth, then yeah, they've nailed that. But like, I don't feel the need to engage with other players because you only get bonuses if you play with other players and you quest together. You get like XP bonuses and you can share some skills and stuff. But beyond that, there's
It's
no
nothing,
real...
yeah.
You can build a house, cool, to defend against what? Nothing. Like,
Maybe at some stage you'll add a PvP stuff.
I don't know. There's this thing of you can nuke, but you can nuke other players.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen it. I never saw nuke go off, but I saw the fallouts of it. There was this massive bat thing flying around in the map. And I was
know.
like, what the fuck is this thing? And it's like level 50, so if I shoot it or like
You'll
just
die.
stare at
You'll
it,
straight up die.
he'll kill me with his
If you
eyes.
stare at it too long, you have
Yeah.
that feeling like someone's watching me. Hey,
But I was like, where the fuck did this thing come from? And then I read that it was a result of someone launching a nuke. I still need to understand how that works.
people never learn though. It's like the whole premise of this game is that the whole world was nuked to shit.
Yeah, let's nuke each other now.
Let's come out of our shelter and nuke each other.
So weird.
Hilarious. Look at that bat.
But yeah, it's got just like rough edges. Like the quest design's not that fun. Death has no consequence. Like when you die, like it's sometimes more beneficial to die than use a med pack. Because when you die, you can spawn at any town you've like been to before. So you can literally spawn right next to where you died and just pick up the items that you dropped.
No, weird.
So like, why would I use a stim pack when I can just get full health? There's also a bug that a friend of mine pointed me towards yesterday. If you're in power armor, you use these like power cells for like energy. If it's about to deplete, you just log out and log back in and it's full again.
What? This game has a lot of stuff that needs to be ironed out. It sounds like. I mean, I've never played it, so don't take my word for it.
It's my least favorite Fallout that Bethesda's made by a fair margin. And I did not like Fallout 4 that much, but this is worse. Like,
but if this game had no bugs and it just ran smoothly, do you think it would be you'd like it more?
No, that's not the chief thing that's keeping me from enjoying it. The thing is like it's just boring.
Yeah.
Like I'm going from one waypoint to another. There's no like there's these small stories that are fine to listen to, but they start like morphing into kind of the same thing. Like people were lonely, there was nothing to do. There was it was hardship. Like they died. So it's just boring. Like there's
so sad.
Yeah, it's dull. Like it's really dull. Aside from exploring at your own pace and just poking around in ways that entertain you, it's not that engaging. Yeah. And there's also like gameplay things like Fallout always had the VAT system where you could pause time and aim at limbs. So now because the game's online, you can't pause the game.
I know.
So now VATS is like all in real time. So it kind of like makes the system useless in my regard. And the gunplay is not good enough to feel like engaging in a first-person shooter sense. Like you're fighting a lot of the same enemies. It's fine.
Well, that's sad.
It's an experiment gone wrong, I would say.
Well,
not great.
It's funny because a lot of fans of Bethesda have always, I mean, this is a sweeping generalization, but I know a lot of people have said, give us Elder Scrolls with multiplayer, Fallout with multiplayer. It's like, well, okay, here it is, but...
they gave like the Elder Scrolls MMO.
They gave it an MMO,
like, set the
but it's
world on
not.
fire.
Yeah, it's not really. I mean, I played that years ago. I'm not a big MMO person, but I didn't really feel like it was Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, and that's what Fallout feels like. It feels like it's got this layer of multiplayer, and it feels like a Fallout game, but it suffers where Fallout games have succeeded. Fallout 3 is incredible because of its storytelling. Like it's this weird world with these amazing small stories of survival. Mechanically, it's not a fantastic game.
Yeah.
So you strip out that part and you depend on the game to stand only on its mechanics, and it just doesn't.
How many people would you fit into like a server on a map? Is it hundreds,
it's not,
dozens?
I think at any given time it's like 64, something like that.
So
it's quite massive. A few. Yeah. Although I don't know the limits. It may be higher, but I've never seen like tons and tons.
Because the only sort of middle ground I could think of is if you have a Fallout, if you're on multiplayer Fallout, but then it has to be limited to like you and 3 friends or something. Then you all have the same objective. You're all building. Maybe there's a story that goes with it. Sort of like Borderlands, I guess, where you can play it alone or with friends. But I don't know about this whole, here's this big world filled with all these other players doing their own thing.
There's also like weird things when you're playing with other people, like when you get to an objective, like every single player in your party needs to interact with that objective before. There's not like a collective one. So like if your objective is to listen to a holotape so that you know where to go afterwards, every player has to listen to it.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, but I think the thing with that though is that if you're the person who wants the story and you've got a friend who's just like skip, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
But maybe then like also a big part of Fallout is like micromanaging your inventory. So it runs into that problem that I think Diablo 3 on console runs into. It's like one player's got to mess with the inventory, now everyone's got to wait. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn.
I don't know. It doesn't feel as streamlined as a multiplayer game, and as a result, playing it alone feels severely hampered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fallout
it's disappointing.
76.
It's really disappointing because after the beta, I was like, this actually could be far better than I thought it would be. But then now that I've played like 12 hours, I'm just like, oof,
Yeah.
I just don't want to play anymore, you know.
The game really gets good after 30 hours. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
fuck. I hate that.
Just kidding.
I hate it.
Don't punch me. What do you want to go into? Gaming releases? Do you have anything else to talk
Game
about?
releases, nah.
Nah.
I played a little bit of Pokemon. It's fun. It's really fun. It's got
Pokemon.
garbage controls for TV, though. Holy shit.
I've heard that. It's better in handheld.
You can only play it with one half of a Joy-Con.
Really?
That's the only way.
No,
Or the
wow.
Pokeball thing.
Oh, wow.
It's
Did
terrible.
you get the Pokeball thing?
And I played some co-op with Shani, and like it's cool that you can co-op.
Yeah.
But man, the second player gets fuck all to do.
Really?
Like you can catch Pokemon together and you battle together, which makes battles dumbly easy because it's like
It's
2v1.
yeah.
But like when you're exploring the world, you control your player, but player 2 cannot press A to talk to anyone, cannot pick anything up,
No,
walks
man.
through Pokemon. Like,
What's the point then?
yeah, it's really strange.
That-
I'm really disappointed because I was very much looking forward to playing a Pokemon game together with
Yeah.
Shani, but like 15 minutes in, she's like getting real annoyed because she's like, I'm not affecting this game at all.
That to me is more like a younger sibling co-op.
Yeah, there was a really great story by Mike Fahey on Kotaku who spoke about how Let's Go helped him connect with his son. And I think that's what it's designed for. It's
Yeah.
like you are driving the game and your kid is along for the ride. You know what I mean? It's not the partner Pokemon game I was expecting.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year.
We'll see.
Maybe next year.
We'll see.
Game releases. That's
Gaming releases. Let
I
me-
don't think. I think we've got through the ridiculous part of November.
What? But we've got one or two
That's a lie.
exciting games. No. I mean, are you excited for Just Cause? When's that
I
coming?
really am not. Like,
Super Smash Bros?
yeah,
there we go.
boy.
You see, there we go.
Now we're getting there. Okay, so we're looking at games releasing between the 17th of September to the 23rd.
Of September.
November, sorry.
God
November.
damn. Did we go back in time?
We did.
But it's
Oh yeah,
still
one
quite
thing
a
that's surprise released on Friday, Sunset Overdrive on PC. Boom.
Oh yeah. So, hello.
Why the fuck did Microsoft not announce that at that conference they had
I
last
don't
week?
know because
So stupid. So dumb. Anyway, I really want to play that game again. You've never played it, huh?
no, now I can play it.
Great. $20 on PC, grab it.
Oh.
Real good.
Is it available on Steam?
It is.
What? Really? I was joking.
No,
That's
it's
awesome.
on Steam.
Add it to my wish list.
Grab that shit. Marvel Spider-Man's second DLC, Turf Wars, is out on the 20th.
Have you played the first one yet? No.
I haven't. No, I think I'll grab all of them.
Are you
when
going to
they're
do all of
out.
them? Mm.
Yeah, it's on sale now on PSN for like $250 for all three, so I might grab that and just play it
Just
eventually. This one's got the gangster. I think his name's Hammerhead. I don't know. He's got a big
Hammerhead.
forehead. Seems like a really mean name for a guy with a big forehead. And he hits you with his
Coincidence? I
head.
think not. Why don't they just call him Forehead?
The big forehead.
I know.
You can ask Stanley when you die.
Oh no.
Yeah, because Stanley died. It's very sad.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. Battlefield 5 on November 20th. I thought it was out.
No, that's early access
Oh,
stuff.
is it? Still? Okay.
So the main release is November 20th.
I've heard it's like good, not bad.
Yeah. Not setting the world on fire.
Everyone's just like, hey, it's more Battlefield. I'm like, cool, but that's not been enough for a long time.
The last few releases have always been, it's more Battlefield.
It's like, that's not
Okay,
enough, my dudes.
cool.
Especially when Call of Duty's like, hey, this is Call of Duty refined and good.
Yeah, man, I've been so tempted with Black Ops.
Same. I nearly
It
bought it
looks
the other day
really good.
because it's on sale for $600 on PSN.
And that's actually dirt cheap for a Call of Duty
Yeah.
because Call of Duty games never go cheap for like a year or
I'm
two.
just like, I bought Assassin's Creed. I haven't finished Hitman. I haven't finished Red Dead Redemption. Like, when the fuck am I going to
You're
play
gonna
Call
play
of
this
Duty?
year.
Yeah. Anyway. 600
rounds. Warframe
is out on Switch on November 20th.
Oh,
I'm keen to try that.
Ooh. Have you never played Warframe?
Never.
Look, I think playing it now, if I had to go back into it, I'd be a bit overwhelmed because I'm sure they've added a lot
They
to
just
that
released
game.
a new expansion.
Yeah, so I played maybe 2-3 years ago, and I
you
knew
were
exactly how
addicted
that.
to it,
It was a lot of fun. But now they've added like open world areas. They've included expansions. There's a whole lot of new warframes, new weapons.
Tenors.
Tenors. Oh, it's so good though. If you can get into it.
Curvin absolutely.
addicted
I mean,
to it.
Curvin loved Warframe, and then he got into Destiny.
Oh no.
And then he bitched about how much better Warframe was
Warframe
than
is,
Destiny, but now he plays mostly just Destiny. So
So well,
Guess who won that battle?
You be the judge.
Yeah, exactly.
On Switch though, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm keen. I'm
Really.
keen to give that a go on Switch. Squishy's out for PSVR.
Wait, so and Warframe is free to play. Just
Yes.
by the way, the only it's the same thing of you can pay for like boosts. You know, if you want to straight up buy a weapon or suit, you can buy them. But otherwise, the game's designed in a way that you can grind your way to everything. There's nothing. Well, I don't know if anything's changed the last 2-3 years, but there's nothing in that game that's hidden behind. Exclusively hidden behind a paywall. You can get everything if you have enough currency and credits and whatever.
And apparently, well, from what I've seen in terms of general sentiment, is that it's really fair.
Yeah. Look, there's a bit of a grind, but it's not like, well, we're going to grind for 3 months to get this one tenno. It's like, no. Oh, one Warframe.
I mean, yeah, I really want to give it a go. I just feel like, and it seems like this is a big common problem, is that the game doesn't onboard you really well.
Yeah.
Like its tutorials pretty
It's
bad.
a bit overwhelming, but I
yeah.
think once you figure it out, it's a lot of fun.
I need to give it a go.
Yeah.
Squishies on PSVR.
They're squishies.
I don't know, but it looks kind of fun. It looks like a
What on earth?
platformer thing where you're kind of
you...
like controlling the squishy monster that just rolls around a level.
What? And you move your arms
Yeah, you
to
move
like
your
army
arms
crawl.
to move, yeah. It's kind of cool.
That's quite cool.
Your goal is to help stranded squishies find their way back home. You do this by using your superpower, which is pushing and pulling squishies around with the help of your trans-dimensional alien fish friends. What?
Oh my gosh.
Your controller is a fish. Oh, they are fish. Holy shit. Okay. To complete each level, you need to roll the squishies to giant alien gates, ensuring them a safe route home. When the environment gets too hazardous, you'll need to use power-ups, alien technology, and helpful creatures to get by. And don't forget, you'll need your little super brains as well. Hey. I don't know.
Don't tell me my brain's little.
One of the coolest VR games this year was Astrobot. So, and that like looked also like a weird childish platformer. This thing has a fucking level
What
editor.
the heck? Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, that looks cool. Like,
The way the level editor works looks awesome.
you're looking like you're creating a level in
Jeez,
3D. That looks
that's
dope.
very cool. So yeah, go check that. What's this called? Squishies.
Squishies out on November 20th.
Oh my gosh, best named game ever.
What else? Experiment Gone Rogue coming to Steam Early Access for Rift and Vive, so another VR game.
Vrr.
Woodpunk coming to PC. I wonder if this is the sequel to Frostpunk.
You've heard of Steampunk. You've heard of Frostpunk. Get ready for Woodpunk.
Woodpunk. I need
I know.
Speaking of Frostpunk, it's getting a endless mode for free soon, which looks really fun.
Frostpunk.
Yeah.
I've got that. I should play it.
Frostpunk's so one of the best games this year. Easy.
Oh, that also came out this year.
So good.
What a year.
Woodpunk is an exhilarating roguelike experience
Get out.
in a medieval woodpunk universe. What the fuck does
So
that
it
mean?
is. It's like steampunk, but it's woodpunk.
Where the primary energy resource is wood. But that's... I mean, everyone fucking needs wood. We need fire.
What on earth is this?
This
game?
almost looks like Nuclear Throne.
Mm.
But with... Check out that wood chainsaw weapon. Wow, that character looks real angry.
That's hectic. You use a wood chainsaw to cut down wood trees.
Yeah, fuck.
That's
Using
like
them on
cannibalism.
themselves. Yeah. Anyway, that's out in
That's-
early
yeah.
access. But why? Oh, no. Sorry. Early access was the game before. Never mind. This game's out.
Is it out?
On November 22nd, yeah. Battery Jam on Switch.
Mm.
November 22nd. Oh, well, in North America, it's early in December here. So,
Battery Jam.
no idea what that is.
So basically, there's
That's it.
just random games coming out this year. I mean,
And that's it. Yep.
this week.
Yep.
So let's just get onward to gaming news. So the obviously it's not related to gaming, but somewhat related. As you all know, Stanley sadly passed away this week.
Mhm.
Very, very sad times.
Very, very sad, yeah.
But
You
he
touched so many
does still
lives,
have
man.
he does still have a cameo in the upcoming Avengers, which is awesome.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. I mean, they filmed it already and whatever, but like,
Yeah.
I don't think it was unexpected that he was going to pass.
No.
He's like 95.
I had
and-
no idea he was 95.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I really thought he was like late 70s, maybe
Nah,
early 80s.
95, and he had like a few health issues recently, and so yeah, very sad. But like that dude influenced pop culture and just
Yeah.
normal culture. Like it's one of those things like everyone knows who Darth Vader is, everyone knows who Spider-Man is, everyone knows who the Hulk is. Like he helped co-create a lot of those characters. So.
Did he help co-create Darth Vader?
Well, no, okay, not Darth Vader. I was just talking about people.
I was like, what? That's like an Easter egg I never knew.
No, but like everyone knows Marvel characters.
All the superheroes, like 90% of the superheroes, he's had a hand in creating them. So, yeah. Very, very sad.
Tis happens.
Life happens.
Big news of this week is, cannot ignore it, Sony is skipping E3 2019. Not skipping a conference, not skipping being on the show floor and having their own event. They are not going to be in LA. They made it pretty clear. They were like, we're out.
Well, given that what they did with this E3 is like, okay, we get it. Because they sort of showed stuff that we knew was coming. Yeah. So I don't know. Can you imagine them doing it again?
Yeah. I think this is the big thing. It's like everyone's going, okay, this must mean that new consoles are going to be announced. Yes, I think so. I do think that we will not see new consoles before June.
Yeah.
Because it would make no sense for them to come out in March and be like, hey, PS5, and then not appear at E3. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Yeah. But I do think it's the fact of we don't want to reveal new consoles before E3, but we then can't go to E3 without anything new to talk about. You know what I mean? And that combined with, publishers realizing that they can host their own events and get more of the spotlight rather than compete for the spotlight at E3. E3 being super expensive, stuff like that. All of that it makes sense for Sony to kind of like skip out on it. Because like last year, Microsoft had their own thing. They were in LA, but they were completely separate from E3. So EA has done it for like 2 years now as well. So it's interesting. It's the very first time they've skipped E3 in its 24-year history. Yeah. Crazy.
My favorite part of this whole thing though is Xbox being like, "Hey, we'll see at E3."
Yeah. This is the fascinating thing. Like, this is a 1 in a million chance for Xbox to really wow people. I think it was Greg Miller who had a really good take on this. He was like, Xbox has the chance to either make it or break it. Either they blow people away with something to the point where they go, oh, Sony not being here actually didn't matter because Xbox brought it, or they bundle it so badly that people go, man, this E3 sucked without Sony. Yeah. So it's like a hectic push and pull, that Sony doesn't really have a hand in. So Microsoft has this chance to really, really capitalize on this. But at the same time, Sony's put themselves in a weird position where the next time they pipe up and say anything, it needs to be huge. Yeah. They can't be like, hey, we're hosting a PSX, and then the PSX is like not as exciting as them just being at E3.
Didn't they cancel their PSX this year?
For this year, yeah. I think also the same thing they cited, like not having enough to show. Yeah. But this is the price they pay for going, hey, here's Death Stranding like fucking 3 years ago.
No.
Like, no one wants to see that game anymore. Like, just release it.
I think it's we all know this. It's a clear indication of they're not really going to showcase any new games because the new console's coming. They're saving their new shit, new IPs, whatever, for that console, I imagine.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn 2, launch title. Can't wait.
But yeah, I mean, there's always been the rumors of Sony releasing a console in 2020, Microsoft possibly doing the same thing. So to me, it makes no sense for them to reveal it at the beginning of 2019 and then wait a whole year. If anything, they might do a PSX later in 2019 and reveal it there, or not do anything at all. I don't know. They've got 4 PS4 exclusives still to come. Is it 4? Ghost of Tsushima, Days Gone,
Death Stranding,
Dreams,
Last of Us,
Last of Us 2, so 5.
Yeah. So
do they release all of those before the PS5 comes out? Because fuck, that's a year then. That is a crazy busy year.
I think they will. I mean, I don't see them saving any of those for the new console. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Like, I think it's a bit too stretched out.
Yeah.
Imagine that's like Last of Us 2 coming 2020. It's like, no.
Or maybe some of them launch even after the PS5.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, the first Last of Us launched just before they announced the PS4. I don't know. It's
We'll
interesting.
see.
I did not expect that to happen. It's absolutely
I think
crazy.
anyone expected that.
I think I've calmed down a bit because on the night when it happened, I was like, "What the fuck does this mean?"
What's
Like
going on?
now, everyone just wants to know what this means for E3 going forward and stuff like. I think E3 will continue.
Yeah, as is.
They've got the public coming in, and people go, "Oh, E3 is not relevant anymore." But yeah, sure, it's losing relevance. I 100% agree, but you can't say that it is irrelevant right now.
No.
Like there's no fucking way.
That's still the place where new games
It's
are
where the
revealed
big
and,
announcements
yeah.
happen, whatever. You can call it irrelevant, till you go blue in the face. It's not yet.
Yeah.
It
Maybe one
will
day.
only be relevant when, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony all choose not to even attend E3. Like Microsoft's not at the event, but they are in LA.
They're there.
Like they are capitalizing on E3 the week. You know what I mean? So
And fun fact, the PS4 turned 5 this week. It's 5
Shit,
years
eh?
old. So
Crazy.
it does make sense. Like, okay, they reveal a new console next year, they release it in 2020. Because
7 years.
it's a 7-year cycle. I mean,
and even that's pretty long.
yeah, I mean, the PS2 is like famous for lasting, like 12, 14 years, something stupid, like really long. PS3 also only lasted
7, 8 years.
7, 8 years.
And I mean, the 360 and PS3 lasted way longer than they should have, purely because of the recession.
yeah.
So, like, the fact that the PS4 and Xbox One have
even
lasted as long,
these long, yeah,
is
it was this long.
strange. Like,
This
I
long.
really thought it would. Then again, it's not entirely the same because we've had mid-step consoles, and I think that's
Yeah.
helped it. Like,
Just
if
give
we
it a
didn't
little
have the
push.
X and the
Pro.
Pro, we would have had new consoles by now.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have rebranded the X and the Pro as new consoles
New
if they really
consoles,
wanted
yeah.
to. I'm actually kind of glad that they mid-stepped it because they were like, gaming performance and hardware hasn't really progressed enough in 4 years to maybe
To make a whole new console, yeah.
So kind of glad that they went that
But at the
route.
time, I think looking back now, it's like, oh, okay, maybe it was a good move. At the time, I was like, what are they both doing?
I
Like,
agree. At the time, I was going, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
But that, again, it's because it's brand new. No one really knows how it's going to shake out. I think it was a very smart move
Yeah.
now.
I mean, and it didn't segregate people. If you wanted
no.
if you wanted the faster console, then
I mean,
you cough up the
new
money.
games run pretty poorly. Like Red Dead Redemption runs really poorly on an original Xbox One. But the majority playing it seem happy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Whatever. What ifs? What other gaming news? Oh, wow, there's so many Pokemon.
Oh my God, Darren.
Are those all
Jesus.
guards? These are all guards.
These are all guides. This is obscene. Is there more? There's more.
Oh, wow.
This is obscene. Who allowed this?
There's like 8 Pokemon article guards. One after the
one
other.
day, all one after the other. Oh my God.
Can we all just agree that Darren is a machine for pushing out 8
Fucking crazy.
guards? Jeez, like.
Destiny's first year 2 expansion. So they have Forsaken kicked off like the next big
Yeah.
year for Destiny, and there's going to be 3 small expansions as part of that. Seasonal expansions.
Okay.
The first one is called Black Armory, and it kicks off on December 4th. We don't know much about it, but apparently it's going to be revealed during a live stream a week before. So yeah,
Okay. More Destiny.
more Destiny. Apparently there's a new
Schmishtiny.
rarity of weapons coming called Black. I'm very excited.
Get out.
Very
Oh,
excited.
look at that controller.
Yeah, so Astro announced this controller, the C40TR. Cool. Rolls off the tongue.
Hideous. Who wrote that? You.
Yeah, it's fucking
I
terrible.
don't think it's that ugly.
No, it's fucking gross. Come on.
I don't think it's hideous. I think it's like
It's
the
hideous.
hottest thing ever. But
It's disgusting.
well, we agreed to disagree.
It's really... Listen, this is a really cool controller in terms of its features because, so it's got this faceplate which you can unscrew and you can change the configuration of your thumbsticks and your D-pad. So if you like it parallel, like the PS4 normal controller, you're wrong, firstly. It's a bad way to use a controller. Thankfully, you can change it.
Yeah.
But you can play like the wrong person you are in that
Oh
configuration.
wow. So much shade happening right now.
Or you can change it to asymmetrical, which is the superior way to play, like the Xbox controller.
That's a cool feature though. The fact that you can just swap them around.
Yeah, it can be to whatever you want. You can edit the length of the sticks, the surface of the sticks, and then it's got the same features that all pro controllers have, like the triggers at the back. You can remap buttons to whatever you want them to be. really, like, functionally fucking cool. Like,
Yeah.
really, really cool. It's wireless because it's officially licensed by PlayStation.
Neat.
So yeah, really cool. It just looks like garbage. Like absolute garbage.
Well, what did you put that in the garbage pile with Eevee?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
so much
this
garbage.
goes into its own garbage pile because it just looks like fucking shit.
There are tiers of garbage now. Oh wow, this next story is the one.
But a cool
blew my
controller.
mind.
It's $200 though. Oh boy.
Oh, that is a lot of
Half
money.
the price of a PS4.
No.
Someone's making a PS. I did not read the story.
You do not. There's no games shown
Someone's
yet.
making a PC Classic Mini.
Because we've
What?
got the NES Mini, the SNES Mini, PlayStation Mini. Someone's like, hey,
God.
let's make a PC Mini.
So is it like a DOS box?
It doesn't have any games announced yet, but it'll basically be like, I think Jeff wrote there, it's essentially just a Raspberry Pi with licensed software on it.
Oh yeah, he says it really just seems like a Raspberry Pi running DOS box and some licensed games
Yeah.
in an old yellowed PC box. This looks fucking gross.
It's so
I
ugly.
hate this. It's called Unit E.
When they said PC Classic, I immediately think like a little box that has Half-Life 1.
Oh, man, that'd be cool.
Stuff, but I don't know if when they say PC Classic, are we talking more like Doom and Wolfenstein and
got like a mini slot for a
yeah,
stiffy disc.
disk.
Oh my god. We have
Yeah.
previously licensed and or collaborated with major IP holders, including Apogee, Sega, Namco, and Andamiro. I've never heard of that company. We're a Maryland
me.
company with strong ties to the Baltimore development scene, which includes such major studios as ZeniMax, they're a publisher, and by extension, id Software. What?
What?
Bethesda Softworks, Firaxis, Micropose, Simutronics, and more. Okay, I don't
And
know. It's
more.
crowdfunding. This is fucking strange. I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
understand
weird
it.
thing.
Friend of the, well, I don't know if he listens to the show.
Guild.
Good friend Guild was like, I'll buy it as long as it's realistic. I want that 15-minute load up time in DOS.
No. Why would you want that?
Be super realistic.
Jesus.
Fuck, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But okay.
Dude, there are people that'll buy that.
Yeah, you were saying that PS4 is 5 years old. It's also sold 86 million copies.
Oh,
Or
that is
86 million consoles.
that is a massive success.
Crazy.
Yeah, for Sony.
There's a rumor that Mortal Kombat 11 will be revealed at the Game Awards, which makes a lot of sense considering we didn't get a NetherRealm fighter reveal this year, which we should have.
Yeah. Well, Combat 11.
Yeah, cool. Mortal Kombat. I enjoy me a good Mortal Kombat.
I still need to play Mortal Kombat 10.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. CD Projekt Red have admitted that their card narrative game, Thronebreaker, which is excellent, you should play it,
Yep.
didn't work out on GOG exclusively. They didn't see the sales they wanted from it. As a result, it's on Steam now.
That's hilarious.
It is coming to consoles next month, so that might help. But yeah, shame.
Yes.
Um,
I think exclusivity on PC is a bit dumb.
yeah, I mean, I think CD Projekt Red, they own GOG, so they
No, yeah,
see all the
no.
profits from that. But it doesn't have the reach as much reach as Steam. So
But honestly, as someone who's my library's on Steam, if it's not on Steam, I know it sounds stupid. I'm like discouraged from buying it. Even
all these launches, kill
even
me, man.
even having Uplay for example, I'm like, oh,
Now Bethesda's got their own one for
it's
Fallout.
just too much, man.
And now Blizzard's getting all the Call of Duty.
Yeah, but I mean, at my PC at the moment, it's Steam and Blizzard.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want GOG or any of these other.
It's so weird loading up the Blizzard launcher and seeing like Call of Duty and Destiny there.
Like, why are these here?
Yeah, it's super strange. Sonic Fox, the like fighting game prodigy that we deserve. He's the greatest Injustice 2 player in the world again, and he donated $10,000 of his winnings to his opponent.
Oh,
Which is
wow.
kind of cool.
That's awesome.
But he is the strangest like esports persona because he's good at so many different games.
Yeah.
Like this to me is the same as going someone who is world class at a professional level in Dota is also world class and professional in League of Legends.
Yeah.
And like
It's
that's not
insane.
impossible, but the amount of dedication it takes to perfect that is insane. He's now the greatest Dragon Ball Fighter Z player and NetherRealm essentially player in the world.
Yeah.
Which are two very different fighters.
But aren't there examples of that happening in the sports world where you have a professional football player and cricket player?
No.
No, I'm
I've never
sure
heard
there's
of
like
that
a
in my
free
life.
case, one or two.
I know that Usain Bolt is a really good runner and he wants to play
And
football.
he's playing football,
Yeah.
basically.
But that's about it. Yeah.
I'm telling you it exists. I'm going to look it up.
So Microsoft had their whole press conference event last week, the XO18 in Mexico last week. They announced a release date for Crackdown 3, which is February 15th. It still doesn't look that good to me.
Did they show any new trailers?
No. There was a game there called Void Bastards, which looks fucking cool.
Awesome. I watched that trailer.
It's like a comic booky roguelike thing, which is being developed by one of the co-creators of Bioshock. It looks really fucking cool, and it's coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Yes, and PUBG's coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, PUBG, Hellblade.
Game Pass
all
is
sorts.
like a...
What's cool is
amazing.
that Xbox boss Phil Spencer said that they are looking into ways to integrate Games Pass better into PC, which is cool. No real massive announcements aside from kind of that, and that they're working on streaming and stuff like that. But there were the two big studio acquisitions. So Microsoft has officially bought Obsidian Entertainment, the creators of Fallout New Vegas and Pillars of Eternity, and In Exile Entertainment, the creators of Wasteland. So two big classic RPG people.
Expect that on their next gen.
Yep.
Sorry to intersect here. Jeffrey Goldie William Wilson is a New Zealand sportsman who has represented his country in both rugby union and cricket, a so-called double All Black.
So it's like one person.
He's a prodigy, man. This dude played rugby and cricket for his country.
That is pretty
like that
cool.
dude just dominating in all the sports. I knew it. There was some. I'm sure he's not the only one. There's people who have represented in like not three sports, but two different sports. Think about being a rugby player and a cricket player.
It's completely different. Like
stuff.
And it's also like, it's not like, because you play really good rugby, you can't play cricket. It's like, can you play it at the same level that everyone else is,
It's insane.
PUBG's coming to PS4.
So it can run like garbage as well. I mean,
on December 7th, maybe the worst time port of all time.
Yep.
I
mean, why would you release PUBG when the day before we've got Super Smash Bros. Coming out? I mean, what is a dumb move?
Valve is apparently working on their own VR headset.
And might launch Half-Life.
Aside from HTC, and they might launch Half-Life.
Is this Half-Life 3?
According to the reports, it's a Half-Life prequel.
Interesting. So
they can call it Half-Life 3.
We'll never get Half-Life 3. We'll never finish the story, but we're going to go back in time.
3 VR.
3 VR.
3 VR.
Wow, that works. You should join my agency. Come join marketing.
3 VR.
3 half. I don't know. We can make it half.
3 DR. Yes.
Half-Life.
The original creator of Deus Ex, Warren Spector, said he would make a new one if given the chance in a heartbeat.
I never played the last one. You played
Human Revolution.
The one before that?
Yes. I played Mankind Divided. I did not like it.
Human Revolution was brilliant.
Fucking loved Human Revolution. Good. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed that.
What Phil Spencer says, streaming will replace tradition.
So Xbox is working on all the streaming
doesn't
stuff.
Believe that.
He basically, Microsoft's working on streaming. Apparently, one version of the next console is going to be just streaming. But their boss, Phil Spencer, doesn't believe it will replace traditional consoles anytime soon.
I tend to agree because, I think we did briefly touch on this when we spoke about the rumors a few episodes ago. I think streaming consoles will be a thing, but worldwide, there's nowhere near enough infrastructure to support
make it the exclusive method. Yeah.
So I agree. Maybe it is like, if you want the streaming version, here it is. But don't worry, here's a traditional disc version, or just the traditional.
I do think it's the same argument we were having like 5 years ago about, is digital only the way we're heading now, and it's way more pronounced now. Like more and more people are buying digital over physical. But it's not the rule yet. There are reports that Microsoft is releasing a new Xbox One next year, which will not have a disk drive. So download only, and
That's
they will
fine,
have
though.
this program where you can take your discs into retail stores and get download codes for them.
That's neat.
Which is kind of neat because I mean, it's very rare that I buy things
Yeah.
on disc now. So
And one of those benefits is that it'll be cheaper.
yeah,
Just less hardware. They can make it a bit smaller.
I mean, on
maybe.
Switch, I do not own a single physical game. The only physical game I actually own is the Nintendo Labo because you can't get that anywhere else. But every other game is digital.
It's digital,
Like,
yeah. That program where you can trade your game in and get a code, that would be awesome. Like I've got stuff that I'd happily trade in because I don't have space to keep all these boxes.
I don't need all these discs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's with everyone concerned about being left out in the cold with streaming, that's a good way to kind of dust the fire.
PlayStation 5 controller.
Yeah, there's PlayStation 5 rumors coming in hot now. Coming in hot. Sony has patented a potential PlayStation 5 controller with a built-in touchscreen. Nintendo Wii U, anyone?
Yeah.
Fucking Nintendo ahead of the curve again.
Oh man, I'd still love to have if the PS5 was Switch-like and that you can just pick it up and take it with you.
Yeah.
Imagine PS quality games on the go.
I have to wonder, like the impact that
battery
the
life.
Switch has had on the future PlayStations and Xboxes. Like how, if they're going to react to it, if they don't. Like,
Yeah.
I'm super
I
interested.
mean, this episode in particular is an episode of looking back. Like, we thought this, and actually this is how it turned out. Because
Yep.
when the Switch was announced, it was like, yeah, it looks cool, but not when it was announced. When there were rumors of it being a traditional console and handheld, and we didn't know what it looked like. I honestly thought, like, that's a dumb idea.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Maybe the games aren't going to be as great. But then they showed the Switch. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I have a Switch. I'm like, yeah, the Switch is the shit. You know?
I mean, it was a risk for sure. I don't think even Nintendo anticipated it to be the hit that it was.
Successful.
But
Holy
fuck, it's
moly.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Switch, man. What are Nintendo going to do next year? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, already people have been saying that this is like a very disappointing year for the Switch because of exclusives, and I don't really agree because I've
had some good
played my
exclusives.
Switch less this year, but I've played a lot of games on Switch like Hollow Knight,
Oh, the indie stuff, yeah.
Celeste, good stuff, you know.
Not
so-
necessarily Nintendo first party stuff.
No, that reminds me.
But
I
hey,
completely
Smash
missed
is
an
coming.
article about the Game Awards.
You did? I know. Where'd it go?
But yeah, Smash is coming out. We've got Pokemon, and according to critics, this year's Pokemon is pretty good. I've started playing it, and I'm really enjoying it. But it's not the overly kiddie-like version of Pokemon that people were. Oh, there it is. That people were worried about.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll end off with some nominees from the Game Awards. You know that dude, Jeff Keighley? We met him at Gamescom.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know who he was
I
at the
know
time?
he was.
I was like,
You know,
that's Jeff Keighley.
There were a lot of people at that E3 that I didn't know who they were. You're like, oh my God, there's that person. I'm like, who? No, but now I know all these people. Like, oh,
Remember
man.
how short Jeff Keighley was? He's
Yeah,
like shorter than me.
skinny.
Crazy.
Tiny.
But he was very impressive. We were there from South Africa.
He's like,
He even
wow,
retweeted us.
You have planes?
yeah, yeah. Nah, he
wasn't like that.
He wasn't like that. He was just like, man, that's a long trip.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Meanwhile,
very cool.
other journalists like, oh, there's 4-hour flights. I'm so tired.
Yo.
I'm like, listen.
American journalists who I love, but coming to Gamescom, they're like, oh, this trip was so long. I'm like, oh, really? You should
mean,
try and fly from South Africa to fucking LA.
We flew, like 8 hours to get to Saudi?
Saudi.
And then it was like
16.
a 16-hour flight on top of that. No, wait. How long was the flight to Saudi? The layover was 8 hours.
No, it was about 8-9 hours to Saudi.
Okay, so let's say 8 hours to Saudi, 8-hour layover, 16-hour
Fuck
flight
my
to
life.
the States. And we did it there and back.
The best flight I've had to
Shit.
LA was via London.
Yeah.
You go, it's like 10, 11 hours to London, and then it's like 13 to LA. So
That's
it's a
not
bit
so
more
bad, yeah.
balanced. But that second leg to LA is just shit.
That's
It's so long, and it's... Oh, yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
So much. Why is America so far? Come on.
So the Game Awards is happening next month. It's going to have lots of game announcements. But the nominees were announced for it, and you can vote for your favorite ones on the Game
go
Awards
vote.
site. So these are the big ones. I'll keep Game of the Year for last. But Best Game Direction, A Way Out, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh.
Best Art Direction,
Oh, that's an interesting
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2, Return of the Obra Dinn. I really want that game.
one. That's a game I never played, Octopath.
Best
Switch.
score. Best score. This is the one where I cannot decide on my favorite two. So it's Celeste by Lena Rain, God of War by Bear McCreary.
The
Marvel
dude's
Spider-Man.
name is Bear. Of course, he's the only one who could compose music for God of War.
Marvel Spider-Man by John Paciano. Yeah. Ni no Kuni 2 by Joe. Whoa. Okay, I fucked myself by trying to read all these names. Hisashi? Joe Hisashi.
I know.
Octopath Traveler by Yosunori
Something.
Nisiki? I think he's a famous Final Fantasy composer.
What's the name again?
Yosunori?
No, I don't
Nisiki?
recognize
don't
it.
know. Red Dead Redemption 2, Woody Jackson. Fuck.
Woody Jackson, my boy.
I cannot decide between God of War and Celestia because Celeste has an unbelievably good soundtrack. Have you not listened to it?
No, I haven't even
my
played Celeste.
God, the soundtrack is so good.
It's good.
Listen to that shit while you're working. It is
I will.
fucking sublime.
I will do it now.
But God of War is also really good.
Yeah.
So-
That quiet.
So good. Best independent game: Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Return of the Obra Dinn, The Messenger. All very good games. I would have to give it to Celeste there, I think.
Oh man, all these games. I don't know what I'd give it to.
You'd give it to Dead Cells. Oh, best mobile game.
Dead
This is an
Cells.
easy one for
Oh.
me. Donut County, Florence, Fortnite.
Florence, definitely Florence.
PUBG, Reigns, Game of Thrones. Yeah, fucking
Florence is so good.
Let's see. Best strategy game was actually more games than I thought it would be.
Oh, yeah?
BattleTech, Frostpunk, Into the Breach, The Banner Saga 3, and Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Oh wow, it's like fully
Yeah.
populated.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk?
Best multiplayer: Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Destiny 2, Fortnite, Monster Hunter, Sea of Thieves.
Was Fortnite in the conversation last year for these awards or not?
Yeah, this is the confusing thing.
Because-
To me, if Fortnite is here, Hollow Knight should be here.
Yeah.
Because Fortnite came out last year.
Yeah. Oh no, but Fortnite hasn't launched technically.
Yeah. Where's all the people? Last year, everyone's like, PUBG can't win a
PUBG.
game of the year. It's not out yet. Where you fuckers for Fortnite? Huh?
With the player base, I wouldn't be surprised if Fortnite just straight up wins most of its categories purely based on the number of fans. But it depends who actually comes out and votes, you know?
I'm just saying this because Glenn gave me eternal shit last year for wanting to nominate PUBG, because PUBG last year was like the revolutionary thing.
No, it was.
He's like, it's not out yet. I'm like, firstly, it came out in December. But
Yeah.
also like, he's like, it's not out yet. Well, fuck, Fortnite's not out
Fortnite's
yet.
not technically out yet.
But
look,
he's
you
waned
can't,
on Fortnite, so
you
you'd
can't
probably
take
agree.
it. You can't take it away from PUBG or Fortnite though. They are like revolutionary games that
Yeah.
everyone plays. So
I think early access has been diluted into such a meaningless moniker,
Yeah.
like whatever.
So tell us what's game of the year?
So the game of the year, which I don't think any of them are surprising, although I think there's some that could have been included here. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Now I would add,
Super Smash Brothers, obviously.
Super Smash Brothers. I would probably add Hitman to that conversation.
Is Hitman in any of those?
No,
Oh,
funny enough. I would add Hollow Knight to that conversation.
of course you would.
I would probably... I've played a little bit of it, but not enough. But based on what I've heard, Return of the Obra Dinn should be there. Because it's just this like... I mean, it's done by Lucas Pope, and it's this apparently revolutionary narrative adventure.
Yeah.
And the last one I'd add there is Forza Horizon 4, because that game is fucking spectacular. And it deserves...
Oh yeah, it's not there.
Nope.
That's interesting.
Nope.
Wait, go to best racing game. Is that a category? No.
They clump together racing and sport, and it's there, which
okay.
is... It deserves more than that. Like,
Yeah.
Microsoft gets its shit deservedly for its exclusives, but Horizon 4
Horizon's
is
always good.
unbelievable. Yeah, it's really good. Who would you choose to win there?
Out of game of the year, I mean, I've only played.
I would not put Red Dead Redemption there, by the way.
Oh,
I don't
hot
think it's
take.
game of the year.
I mean, I've
game of
only
terror
played
at all.
God of War to that list, and
Really? Oh, yeah.
shit,
you have,
God
yeah.
of War is like one of the best games I've ever played in life. So I'd pick that. But I mean, I still want to play Spider-Man. I still want to play Celeste. Assassin's
Celeste
Creed
is
Odyssey is like, I've never played an Assassin's Creed game, but I mean, that's one I would consider buying. Maybe I don't know. I get Witcher vibes from it. So I mean, I love Witcher. Surely I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I think God of War... I mean, I can almost see it, and it's going to frustrate me to no end. Red Dead Redemption 2 winning this.
Yeah.
And I just can't. Like, that game is good in many ways, but it's bad in many ways.
This is the thing, though, I've said this before with Rockstar games. There's this weird positive perception, which I'm not going to hold against Rockstar because the games are great, but it's like the games are held in super high regard. But then it's like, yeah, they're good, but they're not that good. Yeah.
Like, I think GTA 5 got like 10 out of 10s everywhere and shit. Like, I don't think it deserves that. Like, I think it's a remarkable open world sandbox and simulation with some interesting story elements, but I don't think it's the pinnacle. Like, not even close. And that's what I feel about Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it's a very interesting game for many reasons. But is it the best game I've played this year? No. Like, it's not a game I want to... Like, I was telling Nicola the other day, and a friend of the show, Nicola. I don't know if he listens either. We have a lot of friends of the show that don't listen to our podcast.
Are they really friends of the show that don't listen?
Because he started off saying, "Oh, I don't understand, where you're coming from because I'm really enjoying Red Dead Redemption." And then, like, it was a few days later, he's like, "Okay, I get it. Like, you have to be in a particular mood to play this game.
Yeah.
It's not a game I want to come home every day and play." And I didn't feel that way about God of War and Spider-Man. Like, I fucking consumed those games.
I mean, God of War it's a game I just wanted to play.
Yeah,
constantly.
I was constantly thinking about it. I was constantly... Red Dead Redemption, I don't constantly think about. And when I do, I go, oh, I could play a few hours of that. But yeah, so I would put God of War, and a close second for me would be Celeste, because Celeste is special. You should play this game. I'll pick it up
on sale.
On Switch.
Black Friday sale.
Unbelievably good game.
Hot damn.
Like, I'm really glad it's getting recognition, God of War.
Yeah, I mean, that's like this little indie game in there with all these AAA titles.
It is a near perfect platformer.
That's awesome.
It is hard,
you know me and my platformers.
Enticing.
I love
it's
platformers.
Very good, and it's got a great story. So
I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up. Pick it up.
So yeah,
is that gaming news?
That's game news.
Let's wait. I need to timestamp this quickly.
Oh my god, we're on one.
Wow, whoa. Where did gaming news go? Oh wait, this is gaming news. Now,
I don't think we only have one question this week.
No,
actually, from Nicola.
No, we've got 3 actually.
Oh, I saw one from Nicola on Facebook.
Yeah, we've got that one. Hang on. Let me just get this time.
We need to learn how to pace ourselves on news.
Yeah, on everything. No, man,
let me just tell people, if you want to send us questions, if you want to get us to discuss things, it doesn't have to be gaming.
It can be anything.
It can be anything. You can ask us what our favorite Portuguese food is. Pregos. You can just message us on Checkpoint Chat. Our Twitter handle, Checkpoint Chat, at Checkpoint Chat. At Checkpoint Chat. You can DM us, or you can reply to the thread we send out every week. You can also email us, checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com. Be the first one, because no one's ever sent us questions via email.
On email. I think we had one from Nick DeBrain one time, but...
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Via email? Really?
Yeah, it was long ago. I think he was like, I'm seeing if you guys actually check your mails.
Psych.
Hot damn.
And you can also reach us on Facebook, facebook.com/checkpointchat.
Checkpoint Chat. Okay.
Yo.
Question number 1 from Nicola. Friend of the show or not, we don't know. Says, in your opinion, in this console generation, who has the best exclusive, Sony or Nintendo? Think there's no need to mention the other one. Wink face.
Wow.
Shit.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Nicola really doesn't like the Xbox.
Let's list out some of the exclusives. Okay, just off the top of your head, Switch has Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey,
Splatoon,
Octopath
Traveler.
It's got Super Smash coming out.
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemons.
Kirby.
Yeah, but like
I'm thinking about good ones.
The ones that were like, wow. I mean, there's Arms, but Arms wasn't like, wow.
Yeah, Arms wasn't wow.
Splatoon
2 was
wow. Those 5 alone, okay, that's quite a.
Yeah. And considering the console's not 2 years old yet.
No, it's just shit.
So that's why this is a weird question, because it's like PlayStation's 5, Switch is like just 2. Bordering on 2. It's like
I'm 2 years old.
Yeah, it's like a baby.
And then on Sony we have
Sony
God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, Bloodborne.
I'm not going to talk about games that aren't out yet.
Yeah, I mean we've got Last of Us 2 coming out.
You've got Detroit, which I don't think is that good, but
Some people enjoyed it.
yeah. I mean, you've got PlayStation VR, so you've got VR. Well, used to be exclusives like Moss, Astrobot. You see, it's difficult thinking of games in the early years of the PS4 because I just can't recall many exclusives now. But Bloodborne definitely one.
Bayonetta 2 on Switch. Sorry, I just remembered.
Not an Oh yeah, that
It
is.
is. It's 100% exclusive.
Let me look at PS4 exclusives real quick because I see.
PS4. I think we're missing one or two.
Yeah.
There's always one or two. I think we had this problem like a few episodes ago as well, where there's one or two that we just don't think about, but they're there and they are good.
Yeah.
The best PS4 game exclusives now available.
Dun, dun, dun.
But shit, thinking about it, I don't know what I'll choose. They're both really good.
There's a lot here. Wow.
Horizon Zero Dawn,
Okay, so we
Spider-Man.
mentioned those.
What is this?
People would say if you can't remember them, they're not worth it.
Listen, I have bad memory.
Listen, it's 5 years is a long time. Alienation, nah.
Yeah.
I don't even know that game.
Alone with You,
Bloodborne, yes, 100%. I don't know what that is.
Burst
Everybody's
Golf. Worth picking up a PlayStation to play.
That's not a
Everybody's gone
PS4
to the Rapture,
exclusive.
isn't it?
No.
Oh, this is a
weird
article. Final Fantasy 14. No, this is a bad list.
God of War.
Bad list. God of War 3 remastered.
Gravity Rush 2. Yeah. No.
Gran Turismo Sports. Wow, would play. No, that's not an exclusive. Here they lie.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
What is this?
Iconoclast is pretty good.
Persona. That's the one we always forget.
Persona 5.
4.
Yes,
5, sorry.
That's a big one. Infamous. You see, these are the launch exclusives I don't remember. Infamous Second Son, which was fine.
Fawn.
The Impatient, which is bad.
Fawn.
What else? Oh, The Last Guardian. Duh.
Duh.
Yeah.
That's a hard game to recommend though, because I'm like, you should play it, but be warned, it's like painful to play, but it's worth playing.
Yeah. Neo, but that's also on PC. I guess.
Also, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus, the remake.
Persona 5.
Pi isn't a PS4.
Ratchet and Clank.
Oh yes,
That
the
is,
remake was
there
very
you go.
good. Very, very good. What else?
Salt and Stone. Shadow of the Colossus got that. Okay, but we've got a good idea of both consoles.
Yeah.
What would you choose though?
I mean, I think.
Who has the best exclusive?
We also have Uncharted 4.
Oh
and Lost
my
Legacy.
word!
Yeah,
How did we forget that one?
Forget that? Yeah, not entirely sure.
Listeners
Until
are like,
Dawn
wow,
as well.
Wipeout.
Oh, Yakuza
man.
6. That's also a big one.
On number of exclusives, PlayStation wins, but only because it's been out longer.
PlayStation's Sony's done super well with having big exclusives every single year of the cycle, and I think in the past 3 years it's really hit that stride hard. I mean, just on virtue of how many good ones it has and its cadence, I'd have to say PlayStation.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose a single one, I'd still choose Zelda.
Yeah.
Like I think Zelda is exceptional.
I've been watching people speedrun Breath of the Wild, and all I think is is how much I want to go back and play this game.
I desperately want to go back and
good,
play.
but I can't.
I still haven't even played the DLC.
What? Yeah. DLC's okay.
Yeah, I've heard the DLC's not fantastic,
okay.
but
Breath of the Wild is just...
there are reports that they're working on a new Zelda.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Enuma, give me more.
Give me more. Okay. A second question from Zoe on Twitter says, now that Sony has pulled out of E3, does this prove the conference is now irrelevant? How much of E3 is about the consumers versus journalists?
Oh, so I think we kind of
answered that. So how much of E3 is about the consumers versus journalists? You can...
Well, so the past 2 years they've been letting the public in. I still don't think E3 is a show that is geared enough towards the public. They let public in, but that show isn't planned around the public yet. So if I was a public member and spending hundreds of dollars to get in, I'd be fucking disappointed.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough. It's not like Gamescom where when we went to Gamescom and we played Overwatch, there was over 100 PCs to play Overwatch. Yeah. E3 just doesn't have that capacity. So you wait in ridiculous lines, and a lot of the stuff that is playable is only playable to press who are there.
At E3, yeah.
So I don't think it's worth it. And that's where E3 finds itself in a weird spot, because it's having big publishers pulling out, so it's converting into a more, public-facing event, but it's not, the people who are attending are not, getting with that program.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a case of, publishers are realizing that media aren't the only people they need to cater for with their announcements. And that's why you have events like PSX and Xbox or XO18 that are more fan-based ones.
Yeah.
Because streaming and interfacing directly with the fans is sometimes more beneficial than the media. And I don't blame them. I mean, I'm not saying that, that's fucking bullshit, they're trying to cut media out of the equation. No. Games news needs to adapt in a way where it stays relevant in that sort of age. So I don't think E3 is irrelevant, because we still get interviews, we still get behind closed door impressions and stuff like that. And there's far more, still there than there is leaving.
Yeah.
It would be far more frightening if Microsoft also said, hey, they're not going to be in LA. And EA is like, we're not in LA. But like we said, they have their events. As much as they're not part of E3 core, they are still in LA at the same time as E3. Their media report on it as an E3 event. So still relevant.
Still very much what you said. I'm not going to expound further on that.
Yeah. But interesting times.
Yeah. Yo,
I'm interested to see how the
see what
Sony thing
happens.
shakes out. Like, I think it's going to be like a sign of what's to come.
Yeah. 2019 is going to be an interesting year. I mean, we thought
It's
2017 and
the
2018
season
were-
finale of this generation's consoles.
You put it
Can't
like
wait.
that. I feel like I need to watch a season catch-up.
Yeah.
Play all these games again. What? Okay, last question again from Zoe. She says, how did you meet your awesome lady loves?
You
Well,
can go first.
I met
Mine's not
Lensko.
that interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, mine's like I met Lensko on Tinder.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Who would have thunk?
It's so cool.
Just for context, because Tinder gets a bad rap, and Lenska puts it the right, which says you'll find what you're looking for on Tinder. So if you are looking for a hookup, you can 100% use it for hookups. If you're looking just to meet people, you can 100% use Tinder to meet people. And that's why I was on Tinder, because I was like, you know what, I just want to meet new people. And I was not there looking for a relationship by any means. And
How many dates did you go on before you found out?
just one. I met
really?
one other person, yeah.
And it was just like a single date, and I was like,
No,
it's not
well,
working.
we went out on a date, but I met her group of friends, but there was never a relationship or anything, like nothing happened between us. But then I met Lenska, and it was like, hey, I didn't expect to, marry, plan to marry or anything, but here we are, we're engaged, we're getting married in March next
So
year.
cool.
Exciting times.
It is funny because people always like wonder how online dating works and if it's sustainable. But it's like one of Shani's friends is getting married in March as well, and they met on Tinder as well.
Yeah, we know a few people who have met on Tinder. And
Yeah.
the thing is, it's like, it gets a bad rap, and I get why. But it's again what we say. It's you get what you're looking for, and it does cut
No, I
out.
agree.
It cuts out a lot of the having to go pick up a person at a bar, which I 100%
fuck
do
that
not
shit.
do.
No,
like
fuck
I'm
that
not
shit.
that person. If I had to rely on that to find a life partner, I would probably die alone. So. I met Lenska on Tinder, and we just had similar interests. She saw I was interested in photography, and like I had a creative side. I'd say same thing for me. Like,
Yeah,
cool.
you two bonded over photography.
Yeah. And then it just turns out I was like, hey, she's really, really cool. And here we are.
Getting married.
Getting married.
In
Who would have
Portland.
thunk? In Portland.
Oh,
Shit,
yeah.
not
Actually,
kidding.
funnily enough, this friend I just told you about, their wedding's on the exact same weekend as yours. That's why Shani can't
is that-
come.
No, why?
That's exactly why
Damn
Shani
you,
can't come.
universe. Why you do this?
I studied with Shani at Wits. Done.
Whoa, just like that. But were you guys in the same classes?
Yeah.
or-
So she was studying biomedical engineering. I was doing game design. And because we shared a lot of engineering courses together, we were in class a lot. I didn't really know first year. I was friends with some people who were friends with her. But it was only near the end of first year and then beginning of second year when we started dating. Yeah.
But were you like, hey girl, you wanna get a coffee?
we just had lots of common friends, and then we started chatting. And then we went out on a couple of dates, and yeah.
God damn, look
So
at you.
5
How long?
years.
5 years. Yo,
More than 5 years.
Whoa,
5 years
you're
in
older than the
April.
PlayStation 4. Let that sink in.
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
It does.
PlayStation. No, wait, that does make sense. We were dating before the PlayStation 4 came out. Yeah.
You
sorry.
remember, because those early days, you're
remember.
like, the PS4's coming out. She's like, you're such a nerd.
No, no, I remember because I always remember the PS4 and Xbox coming out in the same year that I interned for the first time in Cape Town, and that was at the end of my second year. Yeah,
Oh.
I remember now.
And that's our story. Good times.
Good times. Yeah,
who would
very
have
good
thunk?
times.
You got a... Yeah, so if you want to meet the love of your life, you either have to go on Tinder or
go study engineering.
Go study engineering at Wits. I mean, it's proven, 100% proven now.
I mean,
you know?
you've got proof here. It's 100% track
Effective,
record right
yeah.
here.
Whoa.
You know? We have no contrary experience here.
No. So that's all the questions, and that's episode 32.
Episode 32.
Yo, we're getting so old.
Getting so old. We're 18 away from 50, which means I would have made more podcasts than recorded parkruns.
Oh wow! If you run every week, you can prevent that from happening. That's hilarious.
So you got to make a choice between one or the other.
Running or recording.
Can't do both. Can't do
you're
both.
right. Yeah, park running on a Saturday. I'm like, yeah, I can just do my own run now. I hit the 100 milestone. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to go back. Although I love park run.
I do. I
do
just
enjoy
yaw the
it so
time
much.
nowadays.
Yeah, we need to go do the Edenvale one.
Oh, is that the new one, huh? Yeah. There's one around here as well that's a new one, Atlasville one.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Just letting people triangulate where my house is. Very strangely. Every single episode, giving out a little bit more information.
Someone with like a whiteboard with like red string,
Yeah,
putting
red string,
stuff
they got like
together.
points like Edenvale, Atlasville, must be somewhere here.
Tom Jones Road.
Yeah, Tom Jones. Fuck.
Oh,
We gave away a clue in our very first episode. God, this is terrible.
Like Matty took the wrong turn off Tom Jones. Like,
So that means the right one must be Atlas.
well, is it? It could be the one on the other end of Tom Jones. You don't know this.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Don't dig too deeply.
This has been episode 32, Checkpoint Chat. As always, we're happy that you're listening to us. Send us questions, give us ratings, give us likes.
Give us money.
Money.
Don't give us money.
Don't give us money.
Give us ratings and reviews. That's
You can
better
send us
than any
Steam
money.
games. Our good pal Migs sent us Steam games.
Migs sent me
What a
this
champ.
War of Mine as well, which I haven't played
got
yet.
Naughty Hero, which I haven't played either,
I haven't
which is
played
pretty
this War
cool.
of Mine. But I wonder, was that on your wish list?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
Which
can
is
I-
stupid because my wish list is so pointless.
Wow.
Because like I've got one game there, I think.
Oh, no, I've got a list of wish list games. So I was like, how did you know to buy me this? So
It's probably the
Sure,
wish
looked at
list,
the
yeah.
wish list,
I
yeah.
think Not a Hero has been on my wish list ever since it came out, and I've just never looked at it again.
never gone back.
Yeah.
Well, now you have to.
And it
go
was
back.
dirt cheap, so yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I've got
Thanks,
this War
Migs.
of Mine. I need to play that. Yeah, thanks a lot, Migs. When I'm more streaming and set up, I'm going to stream a whole lot of stuff. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Streaming live.
Black Friday's coming this Friday. I'm going to finally upgrade.
It's going to be good. Yeah, this time next week, maybe you'll have bought your PC upgrade.
I'll have no car because I traded it in to afford everything.
Worth it. It's for your streaming
yeah.
career.
This is it. I'm going to make it big. A disclaimer, I'm not doing this for money or fame. I just want to stream for the fun of it. Just putting that out there.
Episode 32.
Yeah,
It's been
sorry.
good.
We've delayed getting out of this episode.
We'll see you next week.
Yes.
Thanks, Matty.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you, bye.